Palestinians all across the region have been reeling under the Israeli aggression. Now, in the latest, 2 Palestinian teens were killed by Israeli forces just last week. While in Gaza, Palestinians are risking their lives to flee the region in a hope for a better future. We bring you all the details.
This mother is grieving her 16-year-old son, Amir Abu Zitoun's death. He was allegedly shot dead by the Israeli forces in the West Bank city of Nablus.
His brother has been detained for 2 weeks by Israel. Omer asked me who will go to the Israeli court. I told him your father is busy and cannot go. He told me I will go. So I told him we will go together. To which he replied, no, you stay here, I will go. I miss Mahmoud and I want to see him. I searched for Omer and did not find him.
Hundreds of mourners gathered on the streets for the teen's funeral procession.
Last night they killed one of the residents. He was standing and looking at them. They shot him with an explosive bullet that shattered his head. His body parts and blood are here. He cried once and that was it.
The Israeli military said armed suspects fired towards the soldiers who responded with live fire. However, it did not confirm any casualties. Zitoun is reportedly the 4th Palestinian killed by Israeli forces in the West Bank this year. On the 3rd of January, Palestinians had gathered for the funeral procession of a 15-year-old. The boy, identified as Adam Essam Shakar Ayad, was reportedly shot dead by Israeli troops in a clash nearby Bethlehem.
He used to tell me that he wants to die and become a martyr. And I used to ask him why and tell him that I do not have anyone else but him and that he only has me in his life. He used to say that all martyrs who die were the only child to their parents, and I used to reply and say that I do not have anyone in life but him.
I felt like I'm hanging a piece of my heart. It is really unbelievable that we lost Adam.
Israel's army said troops fired at Palestinians who threw improvised explosives, rocks and firebombs at them. In December, the United Nations said 2022 had been the deadliest year in the West Bank since records began in 2005, with more than 150 Palestinians killed. Last year, West Bank saw the worst levels of violence in more than a decade. And much of it was concentrated around Nablus and the nearby city of Jenin. The unrest and violence is not restricted to the Palestinians of West Bank alone. The violence has forced many Gazans to flee their homes. This is the family of Yunus al-Sher, mourning the 21-year-old's death. He left Gaza dreaming of a better life in Europe, only to return to the Palestinian enclave in a coffin.
He wanted as a 21 or 22-year-old young man to secure his future. He dreamt of getting married and building a house, buying a motorbike, opening a project to live off and build his future.
These helpless families not only lose their loved ones, but the vultures who take advantage of their helplessness rob their pockets as well. Yunus al-Sher's family is not the only one to lose their son. Scores of Palestinians risk the perilous journey across the Mediterranean in the hope of finding a better life across the sea in Europe.
Unemployment is the main factor that pushes young people to emigrate from this part of the world, in addition to the lack of security due to repeated Israeli aggressions and other problems with water, electricity and pollution.
The inauguration of the most right-wing government in Israel's history led by Benjamin Netanyahu, has sparked fears. Two of Netanyahu's extreme right coalition partners, who have a history of making inflammatory remarks about Palestinians, have taken charge of critical powers regarding the West Bank. Bezalel Smotrich holds the portfolio for Israeli settlement policy in the territory, while Itamar Ben-Gvir serves as National Security Minister with powers over the border police force. There are now fears of renewed violence in the region. Bureau Report, WION World is One.